So yeah, I'm from Guinness World Records. My name is Craig Glenday. I'm the editor-in-chief of Guinness World Records. SAW III actually has a record I just discovered for the highest grossing Halloween movie, which is great. But yeah, I can confirm officially that the whole series is the world's most successful horror franchise. So congratulations, guys. And the cost is only going to get bigger with this movie, I'm sure. So watch this space for next year's record.
That's right.
And can I present, in fact, to...
Please do.
Oh, that's easy. There you go. Big mark. Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you.
Love this.
Here's one of the direct.
Good, guys. Let's go down there and stop.
Congratulations, guys. All right, so we found out, like I said, over the past few days that this is indeed the final chapter in the series. So my question to start everything off is with the entire panel. So if we want to start with you, Kevin, and then work our way down. I just want to know kind of how you guys first got involved with the franchise, and be honest, what were your expectations when you first jumped on board, SAW?
We should start at the other end because
no, no, by the way, it's a great start.
I did jump on board. You guys were the board.
Yeah,
So,
it's a great way to start.
I was an assistant editor on George of the Jungle 2, and got brought on as the editor of the first SAW film, and never looked back. It was a great opportunity for me, and eventually I became director of the last two SAW films, and it was a great experience.
I can see the similarities between George of the Jungle 2 and SAW.
He'd be surprised.
Tobin, how about you?
How I got involved with SAW?
And what your expectations were when you first did?
When I read the script, I didn't anticipate the ending. And I thought, if I don't anticipate it when I read it, I didn't see it coming, then if it's shot well, it'll be a really great moment. And so it was worth doing just for that. Plus I got to work with Danny Glover, who I had never worked with before and who's had a great career. And it was like a three-character play. You know, and actors like three-character plays, even though the guy in the middle on the floor didn't have any lines. He was important.
It's funny you said that, because when I read it the first time, I actually thought it wasn't, you know, it read like a play. You know, we've actually, believe it or not, been asked if someone, we've actually had people over the years ask us for the stage rights to do it again as a play. So, yeah, it's funny. As far as getting it, Greg Hoffman, who will always be our partner, brought a, show you how old this is, VHS, into my office, and Mark and I watched a 7-minute short, and the rest is history.
Mark, what were your expectations? What did you think?
It was a small baby movie that Oren and myself put up our money to make, and all I wanted to do was get our money back. And I remember when Tobin came on board, I was like, Tobin Bell, he's a really good actor. Why does he want to like lie on a cement dirty floor for 8 days?
In a pool of blood.
In a pool of blood.
Sticky, cold.
I remember thinking to myself, Tobin Bell is willing to do this for no money, to lie on the floor in sticky, cold blood for 8 days. Maybe there's something here. And we just never looked back.
Okay. Well, it's pretty obvious that SAW and Jigsaw have become just huge within kind of the pop culture landscape. I've jotted a few kind of moments or events down. I mean, we have references in The Simpsons and The Sopranos. You have YouTube fan videos. You have the SAW blood drive that's every year tied to the release of the film. 2009, and this is huge for IGN, 2009 saw the first Saw video game, and I believe there's another one coming this year. And then, of course, you have Saw the Ride, which became the world's first horror movie-themed roller coaster in London. So, you know, in light of that...
Don't forget about The Sopranos now.
Yeah, no, I mentioned that, The Sopranos, for sure.
And can I mention...
And Entourage?
Entourage, Ari Gold talks about it on Entourage. In a fleeting moment, but it's a good moment.
So again, for the whole panel, when did you guys first realize that Saw kind of was taking on this life of its own? And is there, I mean, I guess you started touching on Entourage, is there a particular favorite event or moment or gag?
You know, I think for film fans, you know, we, and some things I didn't realize, we've been going to Sundance for a while, you know, different projects over the years. So we did 3 midnight screenings, and Mark had a relationship with Jeff Gilmore. And Jeff came to us, I think, after the second film and said, all 3 nights were sold out. But the thing that was, I didn't realize this, is all the people that work at Sundance are volunteers. And kind of their payback is they get to see film before anybody. And Jeff came to Mark, I think the second film, and said, can we keep the can? Can we keep the film for another day? And we said, well, why? And he said, because our volunteers have been in lines and they can't get in to see any of the films, and we'd like to actually have a volunteer screening. And it's something they don't usually do, but the volunteers so wanted to see Saw. So even before it ever came out, this is in January, obviously our first release was that Halloween in October. So we screened, we stayed there, Mark stayed there an extra day, just so they could, the volunteers could see the film. And then we started thinking, wow, that's kind of cool. For us, it was a little thing like that.
Okay. And is there a particular reference in the pop culture mainstream that's your favorite?
I mean, Sopranos, I remember coming home and from 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I think it was on at 9 back then. So 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I was getting all these messages from people starting on the East Coast, you know, so that was probably Sopranos.
That was definitely it.
Yeah.
So another really cool thing about the Saw franchise is that you guys really do kind of stick to a core group of filmmakers and crew. I mean, you know, there's the filmmakers, the crew, the actors. You all stay together. Kevin, you know, you've been involved as an editor, and then you worked your way up to direct the last 2 films. Again, for the whole panel, can you talk about why it was important to maintain this kind of Saw family, and what did the consistency of having these same folks kind of afford you in terms of filmmaking?
Well, technically there's a lot of details on the film. The props have to come back year after year. In some cases they have to be rebuilt and rethought. The crew is very enthusiastic about the entire enterprise, and I think that if you had to reteach writers and prop people and costume people every year, you know, a different crew, then it just wouldn't be the same thing. It wouldn't feel like it was a consistent series. So it makes sense.
Tobin, does it make it easier for you as an actor just to, you know, to come back each year and work with the same folks? And do you have a rhythm down with these folks?
Yeah, they're all great people, and very good at what they do, and professional, and they care about the product. I want to just, the question before, you were talking about favorite moments. Sure. There is a favorite moment in this film for me, and so I just want to, you know, we were talking about the moment in Saw 1 at the end. There's a lot of moments in the Saw films that I liked, but there's one in this film. I just wanted to say that, yeah.